I'm Dan, I'm the engineering director of Bird Cycle Works. So as part of that, I design all of our frames, so all of our geometry, kinematics, every nut, bolt, machine part on every bird is designed by me. The Aether range of bikes really started with the Aeris 120. So that was a short travel, full suspension trail bike. We knew that we wanted to replace the Aeris 120. So we made that more aggressive, we shortened the chain stays, we slackened the head tube. And that is what turned into the Aether 7, because when we rode it, we realized that it was very, very different from the Aeris 120 and it needed a new name. At the same time, we knew that we wanted to make a shorter travel, aggressive 29 full suspension bike. Designing carbon is very different because you have a lot more freedom than you do with metal bikes. So you're not just taking a collection of parts like tubes, machine parts and welding them together. You can really put the material wherever you want. And that's, it both makes it harder and easier. But as a designer, that freedom is nice in that you can, you know, blend all of the pivot points in together and have the top tube exactly where you want it. And on the Aether 9C, you'll see there's a kink in the down tube that's exactly the same angle that the rear shock sits at. So you could have a huge water bottle in there. There's very little restriction on what size you can put in, and you can still have the shock that you like. One of the challenges with the Aether 9 Carbon was to get a 29-inch wheel with a big tyre into a very short chainstay, so a 430mm chainstay, as well as having room for a 34-tooth front chainring. And you know, you're always fighting for space in that location. So I developed some very deep chainstays, so hopefully you'll be able to see that, that gives the clearance, and they're still very stiff. And also the seat angle, I actually steepened it again by a degree from our current model, so it's about 77 degrees. And the seat angle actually changes size for size, so taller riders have a slightly steeper seat angle. That's to keep the weight distribution about the same size for size. When you ride the bikes and you take them out on the trail, they just feel right. Your weight is in the right place, they're fast, they're stable, and they're a lot of fun to ride without feeling unwieldy or cumbersome. And turning is never a problem, you just go around the corner and you do it quickly. We actually thought that it looked a lot cleaner with the internal routing, but we wanted a solution where you could run the rear brake on either side. So for either a UK customer who runs their rear brake on the left, or a US or European customer who runs their rear brake on the right. So we've actually got an internal Y connector inside the frame, and you can feed the brake hose in from either side of the head tube. It's got internal guides inside the frame, and it will just pop out in the right place. So you've got that flexibility of setup for customers all over the world. So one thing we know with carbon frames is people don't like press fit bottom brackets, and neither do we, because we like to make our customers' lives easier. So the good news is it has threaded metal bottom bracket inserts. A new feature for us on this frame, and that's something that we will be bringing out in all future bird frames, is the new SRAM universal derailleur hanger. So this is a universal part that you can hopefully buy anywhere, and it's a nice derailleur hanger that will rotate out of the way if you hit your rear neck on something. It's an incredibly versatile bike as well. I've been riding this for a few months now, and I love it. You know, it's for the one bike that's my go-to bike to ride anywhere on. 130mm rear travel, 140 front, 29er, and because it's so aggressive, you can be really playful and fun with it on the downhills. It jumps really nicely, as well as I can jump anyway, and it does long days out in the saddle as well, and you can take it to bike parks. So it kind of does everything. It's not meant to be an uplift bike, an uplift assisted bike, but if you want to take it to Bike Park Wales, it'll do that as well. So it's a truly versatile mountain bike for riding mountains, really.